Motionless, I'm standing still. Nothing seems to make me move. What got me here won't get me there. So even if it isn't true, let me have my white light. Then everything will be fine. Even if it isn't true, let me have my white light. Then everything will be just fine. My white light. Even if it isn't true, let me. Broken mirror shatters on the floor, and the reflection is the life we had before. And I don't recognize you anymore, not anymore. Screaming to the night, baby, I deserve it. I don't wanna fight, it's no longer worth it. And if we lost a bit of the magic, holding on and I haven't, just to see what'll happen, yeah. Are we chasing the feeling of almost love? You don't get me high enough, no, no, get me high enough. Though we try to remember the way it was, you know, get me high enough. A vision of the way the story ends was self-destructing just to feel something again. Ooh, forever no, cause neither of us can admit that's not the love. We try to the feeling of almost love. You don't get me high enough, no, no, get me high enough. Though I try to remember the way it was, cause you don't get me high enough, no, no, get me high enough. What I want is nothing but a dream. What you want is who I used to be. Though I try to remember the way it was, you know. Get me high enough. I would try to the feeling of this love. You don't get me high enough. Don't you get me high enough. Don't try to remember the way it was. You don't get me high enough.
Been a minute since we had this working correctly.
I know, right?
I mean, do we have it working correctly yet?
Oh my
Probably.
God. Who are you?
What year is this?
I am all sorts of confused.
It's still 2000, right? It's the year 2000. Y2K bug.
In the year 2000.
I love that. All right. Let's get this whole thing started.
Bunch of weirdos.
In Jim we trust.
Distance nerding.
Hey! What up, everybody? Oh, we are
Hello.
after a couple of weeks off, and
I think we had 1
no
week off.
mixer. It feels like a lifetime.
But
We've been
2023, this is the most vacation Philippe's ever had off the show.
For
Wow.
real.
Just throwing it out there.
No, for real. And we were considering taking this week off, and I was like, no, I need to do the show. This is my fix. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is Taco Tuesday, and you know what that means. You are now watching and listening and experiencing the Distance Nerding Experience.
Part of the Comic-Con Experience, Radio Experience, Podcast Family Experience.
Experiencing the experience with the experience of the experience. She's got no filter. It's Frey.
He's smelling what's cooking. It's James 5000.
He's thinking about Ryan Reynolds all the time. It's young Phil. And
we're
here to
to
nerd.
together. Yes.
Yeah.
Nailed it for the 156th time.
I don't even look at the script. You know that, right?
There's no script. We're talking about anything pop culture, news, movies, food, music, trailers, wrestling, comics, whatever you're nerding out on. We
The
want to talk
Gilded
about
Age. Oh, what?
it. And the Gilded Age.
I mean, that's all we're talking about this week is the Gilded Age, right? That's what we came to talk about. No? Okay. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Threads, YouTube, Discord, all the things, all at your favorite place. Dist.
I didn't know he was going to talk to us. Young Phil started talking to us. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Is this new?
I don't know what we're doing.
Is this a 2024 thing now?
Yeah.
Is this like is this like new implementation?
And snerding at AOL.com.
Oh, God. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it. You are now watching all of your favorite show thing, whatever it is. It is this week's iteration of the download. I just need to give up on improv, just in general.
Yes. That's the rule for improv. Yes.
Right? Just need to give up on improv.
Yes.
Isn't
give
the
up on
first
it.
rule of improv to say no? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh
That's
no,
the opposite. That's
that
the
is
opposite, guys.
exactly
Please
it.
don't say
That is if you are an aspiring improv comedian, always say no. And that's it. Just shut it down every time.
Yep, every time.
We're yes-anding a no right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this week on deck, we've got the Geek End update.
New Year, who dis? Sec enemy? Maybe. I don't know. What's happening?
Possibility, right? Lights, camera, reaction.
What if we had some brand new trailers for you?
My God. Some starting rumors.
We're keeping the rumors to a hush.
Ooh, what could we be
Ooh.
talking about? You know,
Naughty,
possible.
naughty.
I know, right? And of course, we're gonna cap off the entire show with the download.
The Silver Age, Golden Age, Age of Apocalypse? No, it's the Gilded Age.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but before we get into all of that,
Yes, and
of course, yes, and totally yes, and before we get into all that, but first, let me get a shout out.
yes, and shout out to Poddex. In fact, this episode is powered by Poddex. Poddex are unique interview questions and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So if you're a new podcaster or an existing broadcaster or a podcaster that just got his mixer back and forgot how to use it, looking to grow your audience or get more engagement, level up with Poddex and check out poddex.com. Use code nerding10 for 10% off those decks of pods.
That's like y'all's Nerdington thing, right? The distance Nerdington
Yeah,
post.
Nerding 10. Oh my god. We should use that in 2024. Nerding 10. So good.
totally sounds like a good idea.
Frey, this
It's
is why we keep you
aces.
around. This is why we keep you
Well,
around.
thanks.
Yeah. So that's you can just tell all the jokes. Let everybody know all the obvious we're idiots and phrase 1,000 times smarter than us.
Whatever.
Here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if this channel, if the stream, everything we do here, if it's brought to you by Poddex, then you may be wondering to yourself right now, what brings young Phil's immense levels of energy? We're going to tell you what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Dubby. Oh, that's right, Dubby. Oh, that feels so nice. It feels so nice to have that.
Soundboard, I missed you so.
I missed you so much, Soundboard. You have no idea.
I feel just like a little girl.
Oh my God. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, Dubby is an emerging brand of energy drinks created to help focus, concentration, reaction time with no jitters or crash. Dubby contains no maltodextrin, no sugars, no fillers, no artificial colors or dyes. Now, you may be asking yourself, what makes it different from all the different
The differences.
energy drinks
And
out
the
there, all the
difference,
different kind of gaming supplements. That's the word I was looking for. Gaming
that
supplements.
you're experiencing.
Yes, Dubby contains Neurofactor. It's a neurotropic derived from the coffee fruit. Neurofactor helps give your brain focus and clarity, while the 150 milligrams of caffeine and 3 essential B vitamins help you stay alert and energized. Essentially, what I'm saying is it makes you
Maximum effort.
it gives you that. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, find out more about Dubby at www.dubby.gg. Use the code nerding10 to get 10% off your order. It is amazingly delicious. They have like 1,000 flavors now. They just came out with a whole bunch of new ones. So
And it has no coconut oil in it.
it has no coconut oil in it.
I mean, that's a factor for me. So that's like,
It's true. It's true. But with that, guys, I think it is now time for the Geek End update. So let's get right into that. And for James, just for you, we're only going to do one.
Oh, finally. Just one intro. Distance Nerding is on Comic-Con Radio. Listen to Distance Nerding and our second show, A Comic Conversation, via comiccon-radio.com. Look for Distance Nerding podcast even this episode, and a new comic conversation each week on comic-con-radio/podcast. Check that out. Oh, speaking of comic conversations and Comic-Con radio, Spoiler Magazine. Shout out to Spoiler Magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little surprise that Distance Nerding made it into a magazine. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah.
L.A. Night. Yeah.
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 And I guess we should shout out our good friend Tim Donaldson from Star Wars. I mean, since he's the one that got us there. It must be nice.
True.
So we did an interview with Tim. He's also like one of our good friends, a good friend of the show, and we submitted it to Spoiler Magazine, which is also connected to Comic-Con Radio, and they published it in their Star Wars like edition, like special edition magazine. So it's super cool seeing like our names in the magazines. In the
Where
trades.
can they experience that?
At spoilermagazine.com. I'm getting the link as we speak. I'm gonna throw it into the chat. It's awesome. So cool. Shout out to Tim. He's a super cool guy. Love that guy.
That's awesome.
Totally a sweetheart, that guy.
All right, I'm
Well,
gonna put it in the chat. You guys keep going. What else do we got?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up from there, our next event that we may or may not be at, SAC Anime. I mean, I'm going to try at least. SAC Anime, January 5th to the 7th, 2024. That is this week. That is on Friday, over the weekend, or Saturday, Sunday. Actors from the Power Rangers, Dino, voice actors from Attack on Titan, Hell of a Boss, My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer, Genshin Impact, Hunter x Hunter, One Piece, Street Fighter, and more. So many people that are going to be there. And then, of course, our friend of the show, former guest of the show, future guest again of the show, Brandon McKinney is going to be on there. Artists from ElfQuest, Harley Quinn, Scooby-Doo, and so much more. Guys, you got to come out and check all that stuff out. It's going to be
He says Happy New Year, by the way. You know me, just texting with talent over the weekend.
Oh yeah.
Texting with the guy.
No big.
Yeah, I'm just texting with the guy who basically did storyboards for all of my childhood.
Right.
Pretty much
all the stuff that I love.
I mean, it's not like Neil Gaiman likes my stuff or anything. So whatever.
Yeah, you got me there.
Now, of course, the featured guests at the show are going to be Jenny Kwan, famous for Avatar, Street Fighter, Demon Slayer, Tara Platt from Naruto, John DiMaggio, Futurama, Batman, and of course, Chris Sabat himself, the man of 1,000 voices within Dragon Ball Z. Of course, One Piece, My Hero Academia, all kinds of different stuff. So, guys, January 5th through the 7th, head down to SAC Anime. It's going to be over at the Safe Arena, or the Safe, is it Convention Center or Safe Arena, right?
Convention Center.
Convention Center. Safe Convention Center.
It says Safe Credit Union Convention Center on the screen.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
Like it's
The
right there
golden-
on the screen.
Golden one is the arena, and then Safe Credit Union Convention Center is like 4 blocks away.
Right. It's right there. So, guys, make
It's
your
on
way
the screen
there.
right now.
But make your way there, guys. It's going to be a good time. Maybe I might be there as Unipool. You never know. You never know.
Oh, is that a tease? Are you looking to make an appearance? I see how it is.
There's a possibility.
You've got to keep the mystery alive.
If somebody would go, what day should they go?
More than likely the 7th. But I mean, on the 5th, I heard the 5th and the 6th. For those of you who are more into adult entertainment, and I don't mean like porn, but I mean like, apparently they're gonna have a whole adult room that sounds more nefarious than it really is. They're gonna have like it's again, this sounds worse than it is. 18 plus games. But it's more so like Cards Against Humanity and stuff like that. So they're going to be doing like stuff that.
Okay, yeah. So like that,
I knew exactly what you were saying,
Crowd
but I was going to let you
episode,
stumble through it.
The Jen the Fredo, the the IT crowd episode where she's trying to have a good time with these guys and they wind up playing like a Dungeons and Dragons knockoff?
It's basically that. Yeah, I mean, that's
Okay.
just
All
what
right,
they're
cool.
gonna
Just setting expectations.
You
So
know,
I'm saying I need to challenge for the CWF title and with my costume on.
I'll have to look it up, but I think there's also supposed to. Speaking of adult night, there's supposed to be like a burlesque show one of those nights.
Oh,
I think it's Saturday.
Oh, wow. Oh, that would be
Yeah,
a
you
real
know?
adult room because
Yeah,
burlesque
yeah.
is kind of risque.
they do usually do a burlesque show every SAC anime. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty open.
I have friends that do burlesque, so yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Are you
they're-
talking about me? I just dabble. I dabble
Well,
in it. I don't say
I wasn't
do
gonna
burlesque.
out you. I mean, you're the one that said it.
yeah, we know that James does burlesque. It is wonderful and revolting at the same time. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, I have a quick story that I just found out the origin of a word, and I think it's cool.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the word drag comes
Uh-huh.
from Shakespearean days,
Okay.
and it was because boy actors, so that was men from their teens to their early 20s, they would learn how to do their voices, do hair, and they would learn how to drag their skirts like women. And that's where the word comes from.
Because I know back then,
Oh, interesting.
men were the
Cool.
only ones who were allowed to be actors. So,
So it wasn't a law. Like it was just so beyond the pale. Like women would not do it, and so they had to get boys to do it. But the boys weren't like. I mean, they were just young.
Yeah.
Back then, I guess you didn't like really get your beard in until you were like 25 or something, and so they could do it until they were 25 or so. But yeah,
I mean,
so
most boys have peach fuzz when they're like 16. They're not really
yeah,
full bearding it in high school, you know.
yeah, oh yeah. So I just thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah, they have the
I like
James.
that.
They're rocking the James. You know, most kids.
Furry.
Uh.
I'm a
All
furry.
right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this. It's time to start the show. Let's get into some lights, camera, reaction.
Let's do it.
Quiet on the set. Can we please have quiet on the set?
Absolutely not. We are not going to have any quiet on. Let's go ahead and get an intro for this first trailer. What do we got up?
Well, it's Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon Part 2. The Scar Giver, which the first time I read it, I said the Scare Giver, which I think sounds much better. But that's what it is. It's like Star Wars, but not.
But not. Have you guys got a chance to watch the first one yet?
I have not.
I haven't
And-
watched the first one. I've been wanting to, but my wife keeps saying, she's like, hey, wait for me. And then she falls asleep.
Yeah.
I have a thing about not Zack Snyder, but Zack Snyder's like cult. And so I try really hard not to watch things immediately when they come out because
So I've heard mixed things. Like half the people out there saying it's terrible, it's the worst movie ever made, and then the other half are like, you know, like the Zack Snyder stands that are straight up.
Yeah.
just, it's the best thing he's ever done, and all this other stuff. So I mean, like, I definitely need to watch it to make my own opinion on it because so many people are just. You're either in camp I hate Zack Snyder or camp I love Zack Snyder, and there's no in between.
I mean, we've said this before. I have talked about what I think Zack Snyder should be doing, which is director of photography, because he is amazing at shots and composing things. He just doesn't understand story or dialogue. And that's really hard when you want to be a director and a writer.
Yeah, no, I agree. He would be an amazing DP, but I mean, like, everything that he shoots is beautiful. Like
he would be an multiple Oscar winning DP. Like he would get all the awards. He'd get Golden Globes, Oscars, Emmys, whatever. Like he would get it all if he would just make that the best that he could make it.
Right.
But he won't. So whatever.
So given that we have the first one, let's check out the trailer here. Because I mean, like I said, I do want to watch it. There's no I'm turned off by this movie. I mean, it looks interesting. So what do you think? What are you gonna say?
Is this gonna spoil the first one for me.
Did
'cause I haven't watched
did
the
you
first one.
raise your hand?
He did.
I did
Oh
raise my hand.
goodness.
You guys
No.
talk a lot, so you guys. I don't. Okay, all right.
Raising his hand on an
Let's do
audio
it then.
podcast. Great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it worked. So
Yeah.
It did.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to spoil anything because, again, I haven't watched it either. So
Yeah, I haven't either, so I have no idea.
I'm kind of just gonna go off of like, does this look epic, and does this make me still want to watch the first one, right? So,
Yeah.
all right, so let's check
Let's
this out.
do this.
Really a space Nazi,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
literally a Nazi in space.
I
Yeah.
wonder.
Oh, yeah.
You remember Star Wars Visions? The first one, Ronin.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
Still
wonder
my
if this is
favorite.
gonna give me Ronin vibes. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I mean, I can see it being like, given that it's supposed to be based on Kurosawa, anyways. Like
Yeah.
this whole thing is supposed to be very heavily Kurosawa influenced, which Star Wars is influenced by Kurosawa to begin with. So it's like, I can see it being that. I can see it being something that is, very Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
I dig it. I want to check it out. And you know what? I'm probably just gonna watch it tonight and not tell the wife. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'll just hide it, or like I'll watch it under like my kid's account or something like that.
So here's
know.
the thing
What?
with doing that, because I've done both, and I've gotten caught both times. Like, why did I get caught
By
the
my
second time?
wife?
Because someone did that. No,
Oh.
I have watched something and not told someone about it, and they found out.
Okay. Oh.
And yeah, and it was not good. But then I had someone watch something and didn't tell me, and I felt betrayed. So, like, I'm just saying, walk softly on that.
the etiquette of streaming.
Yes.
I love it.
Oh, and like husby's like, I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna watch this, and he'll like, no, I want to watch it too. And I'm like, okay, well, let's watch it. No, I don't want to watch it right now.
Yeah. Just looking on here. So on Instagram, fancast.daily said, I think his pride wouldn't let him take that step down, but I agree.
Yeah.
And, in reference to him being a DP, like, I mean, yeah, he at this point he's a director and a writer. He probably wouldn't want to step down as DP, but I mean, like, he would be so much better as a director of photography.
It's one of those things where if you're amazing at something, how is that a step down when you're mediocre at something else?
Yeah, no, I agree.
And honestly, I'm not saying that just like that he's mediocre, but as far as dialogue and story, yeah, it worked with George Lucas, but he like immediately tried to get people to help.
Yeah,
he knew.
I mean, he got Lawrence Kasdan. He got Lawrence Kasdan in the second movie because he was like, "Yeah, I'm shit at this. All right, let me get somebody who's
right." So he at least recognized it.
Maybe he doesn't have the right people around him. You know, like when Michael Jordan, the GOAT of basketball, is at the top of the game, and he's like, I'm gonna go play baseball now, and everybody's like, go for it, Mike. You're like, instead of playing basketball, you're gonna go play baseball. Oh, okay, Mike, go for it.
And the Wizards happened.
Exactly.
Yep.
All right, guys. So let's. So Matt Hawkins on YouTube says thumbs up.
Thumbs up, Matt.
So
Thumbs
guys,
up to you,
what is your rating here, Frey? What do you give this?
I'm gonna give this 8 bull haircuts out of 10 snarky droids.
There you go.
Do the droids talk in this? I guess they do. Yeah. Okay.
One of them did. We heard it.
What do you got, Phil?
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it away. I'm gonna give this 9 copyright infringement laser swords out of 10 obvious Star Wars ships that are flying or picking stuff up and flying into space.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'm into this. I like Zack Snyder. I mean, people can get super critical, but I like his stuff, and he's kind of set benchmarks for things. So I want to give this 8 8 Marthas out of 10. What did you say that name? What did you say that name? Martha!
Okay.
What did you
Bye,
say?
Tater.
What did you say that name? What did you say Tater? What did you say Tater? Oh, he's in the chat. My bad.
He's in the chat.
Hi, Tater. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Tater. All right, so let's get into the next trailer here, guys.
You
Boom.
know, time is a construct, right?
Absolutely.
Kidding. That was a joke.
So what if season 3 got a sneak peek immediately after the last episode of What If season 3?
Yeah,
Season
they snuck it in. It was like a soft announce.
I know.
It was crazy.
That was awesome. By the way, have you finished season 2 yet?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
Let's cover that next week.
So we
Yeah.
were gonna cover it tonight, but we figured, okay, you know what? We didn't have all the Easter eggs written out, so I was like, all right, let's just do it tomorrow, next week.
I know
so
Right.
some people fell behind because of the holidays, you know, so they haven't finished it yet. So it's probably good that we're holding.
I
Oh,
binged the entire show yesterday.
I watched it each night or each day that it appeared. We did it on husby's lunch, and we would eat lunch and watch it. So
cool.
I did it in the order it should have been done. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't matter.
A little lunch date. How
Without revealing too much or like any plot line at all, what did you think of Corey?
I love her.
She's
love her. I loved that whole episode. I loved how they ended it.
I love both of them. Like she is a badass character.
Yeah.
And you know, it's funny. Like, okay, so I didn't realize they did that. They did that episode in English. Like, if you go to the extras, they have it in English.
Mm-hmm.
But the original
Mohawk,
episode is done in Mohawk and Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like,
yeah,
you know, and yeah, you know, fucking shoot them Spaniards. Me being somebody who has like Spanish lineage, right? Like, shoot those fucking Spaniards. Fucking
and
assholes.
Clancy Brown played the main Spaniard.
Yes, Clancy Brown played a couple characters in What If.
Yeah,
Did
but
he
like,
really? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
he was the lieutenant guy or I can't remember what his name was in it,
Yeah.
but. And I was like, that didn't even sound like Clancy Brown. Now, the second time he was in What If, I was like, that's Clancy Brown right there.
Yeah, because he's playing
himself.
because he's playing Surtur, and I mean, like, you know,
Yeah.
he played Surtur in the movie too, so it makes sense.
No, I just thought it was great. I was like, Clancy Brown's in this? You know, I'm like, what are we going to see? And then I was like, I didn't even hear him. So yeah, it was really cool. I thought that episode, like I said, like I told you guys when I was watching it, I was like, every episode, I'm like, man, that's my favorite. Like after the Nebula episode, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I loved that. And then the next one was, what was the next one? I can't remember. Well, I'll have to watch it again. But then the second, I was like, oh my God, I love that one. And then the third, and it just went on and on until the very end. And I was like, how can my favorite change so often?
Yeah. And we'll get into it later on the show about how good this show actually was. So let's get into the trailer here, guys, since we've talked a lot about it already.
So just to set it up, it's a classic road trip with the Winter Fox.
Winter Fox.
Winter Fox. And I mean, it really is. Like, look at that. And I was thinking maybe this is like the, you know how, yeah, it was McDonald's fries. So remember Red Guardian said that he fought Captain America?
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if this is like a what if story that kind of tells that story with a twist, because like all of us were like, oh, we got to see that. What happened? So this might be that. That's the only thing I can think of, is that that's what this is, but it could be anything. It could, honestly could be anything.
Also, remember at one point, the Winter Soldier was Captain America. So I wonder if they're going to like play on that.
Maybe that. I think that's cool. I think they could do that. I think the what if, though, they've really put all their cards on Captain Carter being like the main like Captain America character. And I couldn't be happier because I really love Captain Carter. So, and for Haley Atwell to really be technically in one movie as a love interest that he doesn't actually get to fall in love with, you know?
Yeah.
And then she has I honestly made it into such a long career, and I just think it's awesome. So, but of
And don't
course,
forget she had her own show.
yeah, the eight.
She had-
I watched every single
Carter.
one of them. But I'm just saying, like, she really, like, they brought her back, and she got to, they've really developed that character more than they could have, and I think that that's a testament to Haley Atwell. So that she was so willing to do things. So, and then of course the car is really awesome in this, and I just love a road trip
I was
with
trying
big
to figure
guns.
out when this was set. Like, it looks a little. It
It's
could be in the
definitely
80s or 90s or something. Because just looking at
Yeah.
the cars,
Yeah, it's definitely late 80s, early 90s at some point.
But it could also, I mean, it could be 70s, because you have to think they're both pretty long lived.
Yeah.
And if that's that's Lawrence Fishburne's voice, so that could be the Goliath character. And if they're doing that, he would age regularly. And if they did the 70s, it could be that he was just a low agent before. So this could be like part of his first start, and
Well,
then
when
he
you-
mentors Fury, and then that's why Fury's such badass.
When you see Foster in the Avengers episode of What If, like
Mhm.
he's about the same age. So I mean, like this can still be like in the 90s, because that took place in the early 90s.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just wondering if it's not just the way how the cars are doing it. And there was a 65 style Mustang
Yeah.
before that, and a lot of the cars did look older. So I was thinking it could also be like maybe like 75-ish and up. Because like from 75 to like 90, cars like police cars especially really all looked the same.
Yeah, they were all like the box
So,
cars.
yeah, so I mean, there's a pretty big time range that it could be, so it just depends. So,
Right. So what is your guys' rating on this? Frey, what do you rate it?
10 out of 10. I'm not even doing anything cutesy here. I'm serious about this.
if you go back and watch it, and I suggest you guys do that. Go listen to the dialogue, because
Oh
Red
my
Guardian is super funny.
Yeah, I mean he always is. So I mean,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
kind of-
But they like leaned into it. It was
Oh yeah,
great.
That,
I give
oh, these are the best fries. Oh, must be Russian potatoes. I mean, seriously.
yeah, exactly. I give this 10 McDonald's French fries out of 10 Winter Foxes.
So hilarious. Winter fox.
You're like Winter Fox.
Like a winter fox.
I'm gonna give this also, considering season 1, season 2 being, hits out of the park with all this. Which, by the way, and I'll talk about this next week, but they fixed those pacing issues in season 2. Because
they
remember,
really
season 1. My only gripe was that there were a lot of pacing issues. They
Mhm.
fixed a lot of that in season 2, so I noticed the pacing's a lot better. But with that being said, I'm going to give this 10 unnecessarily large guns out of 10 arms that Rocket wants to steal. Solid. So let's get into the next trailer here, guys. What do we got on deck?
Oh, this is Civil War. This is the A24. It's basically like the country has divided, and you've got your America, and then you've got these states that seceded, and like Texas and California are a couple of them, and they're like together, which I think that is the least realistic thing of the whole thing. But the best thing,
all the Dems in the world and all the libs in the world can move to Texas. It'll never be a liberal state. It'll always be conservative.
Right, exactly. But the best part about it, Nick Offerman is the president. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And he can play both sides. He can play both. So I mean,
yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what style president he is, whether he's like, like a ruthless dictator, or he's like a hopeless,
I just think I feel like this is Ron Swanson. I feel like Ron Swanson finally infiltrated the government to the level he wanted, and this is what he did with it.
And he tried to take all the bacon
And all the eggs.
cause the Civil War.
He was like, "We don't need that, California. We don't need that, Texas." So.
What does California or Texas give us at all?
Right.
Nothing.
Although he might like California because he does love national parks, and they have a lot. So.
No, but it's just like what do they give us? Nothing. I like Wisconsin. Why? Cheese.
Meat. Meat and cheese.
Cheese. So that I can get my bacon and my eggs.
Right.
Delicious. Still the best line of anything that he ever did on Parks and Rec. He goes, I need you to go in the kitchen and get me all of the bacon and the eggs. No, I think you misheard me. Go in the kitchen and get all of the bacon and all of the eggs and bring it all to me.
All right, let's watch the trailer.
Watch the trailer.
And Kirsten Dunst is in this. She plays a reporter. There actually are a lot of people in it. The guy that was the Mentat in Dune, he's in it. And then there are a lot of people in this. So for an A24 film, it's pretty star-studded.
A24 really good films though. And the other big thing with A24 is because a lot of that stuff is all like people from film school that are always willing to do smaller indie films and stuff. Oh God, I hate when Nick Offerman doesn't have a beard. It
no, but that's good. That's good. No, we like that. No, Nick Offerman with a beard, he's the good guy. He's sweet. Nick Offerman without the beard is an asshole. This is what we know. So
did he have a beard in Last of Us? Can't remember.
Yes.
Yeah, he did. He did. I hate the way he looks without a beard.
He looks like 20 years younger, but also 20 years older at the same time. And I don't know how he does it.
Yes.
So
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. But I mean, it just
creepy right
looks
there.
so cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't think he's a good guy at all.
I don't think so either.
Oh, then that's the guy. That guy was in the thing. I loved it too. About the woman who killed his wife. They were having an affair. And anyway, he's fantastic. Anyway, I'll have to think about it. But yeah, he's good. I'll look it up. I'm looking at it right now.
It's almost like there's the states that secede, then there's America, and then there's states that are just like caught in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at the way that a civil war would play in this country right now, if it were to happen, it would be exactly that.
Yeah, I'm into this.
Yeah, I
think
it's going to be awesome. I really do.
Is this going to be a series?
No, it's a movie.
No, it's a movie. Yeah. Love and Death. He was in Love and Death with Elizabeth Olsen, and his name is Jesse Plemons.
Oh yeah. A lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would have bothered me if I didn't find out about it.
Yeah.
So I had to. Sorry.
Kyber K Productions in the chat saying, I'm excited for this show. It looks intense. It does look very intense.
Mm-hmm.
It may be it actually may be this year's Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
Especially with the climate right now. And I mean, it's an election year. So a lot of the stuff that it's going over, yeah. So I wonder if it may do really well. I hope it does.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it'll be good. I'm interested in seeing it. So, guys, Frey, what's your rating on this?
I'm gonna give this 9 camouflaged guns out of 10 red shooting glasses.
Oh God. This is like the coolest things ever, man. How can you be more tooly? It's let me get red shooting glasses.
This is really cool.
Yeah. I'm also going to give this 9
times.
9 seceding states out of 10 terrible looking Nick Offerman's. Grow your beard back, dude. Grow your beard.
President doesn't have a beard. Come on now.
Nick,
Come on
look,
now.
you do what you want to do. Do not listen to Phil. And if Megan wants you to keep your hair, like your beard, gone, then let her have it because we all love her and we want her to be happy.
No, absolutely not. James, what is your rating?
I will give this. I say 9.
What?
Bacon keeps coming into my brain. 9 slices of bacon because you keep talking about bacon. Out of 10 Megan Mulrooney's. Is that weird to say? Mulaney? Damn it. But this is in theaters April 26th, 2024. That is also my daughter's birthday. If you guys want to, take them to a movie.
Yeah.
Since they'll be 6.
Celebrate his daughter's birthday.
Yeah.
By seeing a movie about the country being divided.
The twin and the other twin?
And the other twin.
And the other
the other twin and the other twin.
Yeah, it's the other twin and the other twin. All right, so we've got one last trailer on here. What are we watching?
So this is Kevin Hart's thing that's on. It's premieres January 12th on Netflix. It's called Lift, and it's a heist movie. And I'm not going to tell you anything else because I think it's pretty funny. You guys should watch it. Okay, I'll tell you everything. So basically, they, there's just like all this gold is being transported on a plane, like a commercial airline. And instead of going to steal the gold off the plane, they just decide to hijack the plane. And he gets like a team together to do this heist thing. So,
is it a comedy? Is it a action?
I think it's like, I think it's
action
comedy,
comedy,
action comedy, action.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Comedy, action, comedy, action. Comedy, action. All right. Get into this trailer. Yeah, it's that Daniel Kaluuya's in this too. So,
who dat?
Daniel Kaluuya from Get Out. He was in.
He was in the first Black Panther.
Yeah, he was in Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
He played Okoye's husband.
Yes.
Who tried to have the rhino like attack her, and the rhino just came and gave her a kiss. Yeah.
That's everybody loves a rhino kiss.
It's just like, all right.
I'm into it. I dig
it. Matt's in the chat right now. Matt Aguilar saying,
"What up, Matt?
I think I'll give it a shot." Yeah. I'm a sucker for heist movies, and so am I, man. That's what I loved about. Wasn't that Zack Snyder's zombie movie,
Army of the Dead?
Army of the Dead. Yeah.
That was actually good. Like, it's a good heist movie.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think about that. Like, there hasn't really the last really fun heist movie I feel like was Ant-Man, the first Ant-Man movie. With that whole, you got this team and you're gonna steal something. Now, granted, it took its own twist, but
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking on Instagram right now. Comics podcasted. How dare you? Nick Offerman is a national treasure.
Yes, he is.
What up, comics? Nice to hear. No, but I heard. I think it was a podcast. Might have been the Headliners Only on Netflix, where it's him and Chris Rock. I think it was that, where they were having a little dialogue. They did like a tour together, but he was talking about how he's like getting into serious roles, action roles. It's not just him being slapstick funny anymore. So I'm into this. I dig this. I want to give this 9 gold bars out of 10. Since it's F. Gary Gray. Damn! I knocked the fuck out.
You knocked the fuck out, man. Ray, what do you give this?
I'm gonna give this 8.
Yes.
So cool. because the guy says so cool. So cool. Out of 75 million Renslayers.
75 million Renslayers.
I don't know. I just came up with a random number. Really, it's 10. It's just 10.
Side note, Loki season 2, I wanted more Renslayer. And the little bit of tease of she's at the like end of time or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, give me more than that. I want more. I want to know what's going to happen with Renslayer.
Well, I mean, when she did a lot, like she almost like charmed like Timely, and they were in a boat together. I mean, she was in that a lot.
In the comics, Renslayer is basically Kang's, second in command, his girlfriend.
Long distance, part-time girlfriend,
Right.
or whatever.
I'm sure they were playing into that, but again, at this moment, we don't know whether we're going to be getting more Kang or if they're recasting or if they're moving everything over. So yeah, kind of sucks on that end.
His little time boo, you know what I mean?
Little time boo. So I'm gonna give this 8. You gonna learn today's. You gonna learn today. Out of out of 10. I'm not sure, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
You guys are ridiculous.
All right, guys. Well, that is it for sorry, hold on.
Lights, camera, reaction.
I was gonna say, yeah, we haven't really done any like stories yet, so I think that's where we're going.
That's what I'm saying. That's it for lights, camera, reaction. I was actually starting the recording again because I usually stop it when we're recording this part.
Oh yeah.
So I can say anything I want. Got it.
Kyber Cave. We don't know yet. There have been lots of rumors that it's going to be Doom. I heard Beyonder might be Secret Wars. I've heard a couple of things. So I think until the dust really settles and they figure out where everything's going to land, I think we won't really know. I hope they recast Kang, and I hope it's John David Washington, y'all.
So
John David Washington.
I saw a rumor earlier today that is actually tracking. It's something that, like they're saying, is actually like an insider rumor, and it's not anyone who we think it is.
Okay, yeah, and there are so many villains to choose from, like so many. And I think that gets lost.
Well, so the rumor is that they're recasting Kang, but it's not an actor that any of us thought it was going to be.
Oh, that's much better. Like, and that's okay. Maybe it should be somebody that's not that well known.
I was going to see if I can find it, but I'm not gonna try and look for it. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time. Speaking of rumors, right? It's now time to start some rumors. If I can find my mouse again. Keep losing my mouse. Let's start some rumors, guys.
I don't know any new.
All right.
You want me to start? I'll start.
Yeah.
Thanks for nominating me, everybody.
That's fair.
Justice for Tiamat. Could Marvel Studios be finally answering the question we as fans have been asking them to address? Why hasn't anyone mentioned the giant marble creature baby sticking out of the ocean? According to industry scooper Daniel Rickman, they are developing an animated series revolving around a diverse group of leads. But I do have a giant alien baby opsis sticking out of the ocean synopsis.
Giant alien baby synopsis sticking out of the ocean synopsis.
So the brief,
I totally Rick and Morty'd that right there.
You totally did.
The brief summary is a clandestine group of ancient cosmic beings living undercover on Earth are trying to protect the world without being discovered by humans. They find themselves entangled in a cosmic battle that could reshape the face of the universe. Wah, wah. So this sounds like they could be an animated series. Maybe the Eternals are involved. Maybe the Inhumans are involved. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about this one. So tacos on the table. Could we finally get more Eternals out there? Huh?
I'd like to see him. We haven't really gotten any follow up on any of that. So it's like I'd like to see that. I kind of thought we might get and we kind of did. There was like a little bit of an Easter egg, not an Easter egg, but a reference to a couple of Celestials in one of the episodes of What If. But I thought we might actually get like more of the Eternals that we know. So
Yeah.
so the story's about Frey.
An
All
Eternal.
right.
You are an
Yeah,
Eternal.
well, I am Inhuman as well, so you know.
Oh,
I my tacos are on the table. I think this is something that fans have been asking them to address, and this is probably the easiest way to address it without making this $1 million budget movie that they're probably afraid to put out because Eternals didn't do all that well. So
Yeah, some of it, I mean, Eternals itself, you think of it, and the first thing you think is Jack Kirby. And it's really hard to do Jack Kirby live action.
Yeah.
And so if they transferred it to like an animated series, I could see that being better for them just because they could do so much more. And it could give that like Jack Kirby feel. So
well, like the more Kirby it gets, the more like fans are turned off by it because like you look at how like any movie that has progressively gone more Jack Kirby and just kind of how people are just I don't know, I don't like this, I don't really like this, and it's like I mean this is exactly what Jack Kirby would have loved.
Look, drop some acid and then watch it. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
You're not wrong.
Well, no, I'm not. But I mean, don't drop acid. I didn't tell you to do that.
We are not condoning the use of drugs, are we?
No.
I
mean, look, if you want to, that's your business. Just don't get us involved. I'm sorry I said anything.
So tacos on the table for the Eternals. Are your tacos on the table for the Inhumans?
I think they're gonna phase the Inhumans out. I don't think they're gonna bring in humans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think the whole thing with Miss Marvel, that was the perfect opportunity to mention something about Terrigen Mist and Inhumans and stuff. Right. And they didn't mention any of it. So I do not think that we're gonna get it.
Right. They turned her into a mutant. They said,
yeah.
Right.
And then they did it in the
comics. But I mean, at the same time, look, we did get Black Bolt. I mean, given that version of Black Bolt is like apparently not canon, but is canon because he's like a multiverse variant and all that.
It's canon, but it's a multiverse, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So
I mean, like we got like a proper Black Bolt at least, right? Because we didn't get one in the show. God, Black Bolt from Fox, please don't. But I mean, we finally got a proper Black Bolt, and almost showing off his power because we didn't actually get to see how strong he was aside from
no, because they did that flashback where they killed Strange.
Yeah.
He did it. So you did kind of get to see it, a tiny little bit of it, but yeah, it would have been cool to see him fight with it.
Right. Say Wong saying I need Kelsey Grammer's Hank McCoy, which we've already gotten. I don't know if you saw.
Hello. Did you not watch the Marvels?
Spoilers. The movie's almost on Disney Plus, man. Come on.
I just like calling you guys out.
I would like. I mean, I want to see some Inhuman characters. I want justice for some of those characters. I want a good Karnak. I want a good Medusa. We didn't get justice to those characters. We got a good Black Bolt, because they like pulled that back off. But I mean, like again, we didn't get a good Karnak. We didn't get a good Medusa. The only good thing that came out of that show was Lockjaw, and they spent like 90% of the budget on Lockjaw. So it's like, So I
love Lockjaw. That's like one of the things. Like I love Lockjaw, and then Crystal. I feel like we need Crystal as well. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think we should introduce Crystal until they've introduced the Fantastic Four, because she does date Johnny Storm for a while.
Right.
And she also doesn't she like hang out with Bobby Drake as well for a little bit?
She does
Yeah,
hang out
so-
with Pyro for a little bit too.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
she does both, so
She
goes both
wants
ways.
the fire and ice. So I mean,
Oh God, here we go, Elemental all over again.
yeah. No, oh God. I mean, I would like to see some of those characters, but do I think Marvel is just going to give them up? I feel like those characters are too similar to mutants, and they're leaning heavily into the mutants. So I don't see them doing Inhumans unless they do it like way later on.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Oh.
could see that.
Tater, are you trying to call me out for calling you out for calling me out? What's going on, Tater? Go have a smoke. Go have another cigarette, and then come back and join us. Okay?
Oh God.
But leave your phone on.
Well, speaking of all that, you know nothing, Dane Whitman. Another Marvel report has surfaced that suggests the studio is moving forward with the Disney Plus series that will focus on the UK superheroes, and it could include characters from Eternals, Secret Invasion, maybe even Captain Britain. And this UK team of superheroes could very well make up Excalibur. That would be dope. I would love to see Excalibur.
Yeah.
It's rumored Kit Harington's Dane Whitman will return for this series, which presumably means he'll be suiting up as the Black Knight. This was teased at the end of Eternals, but we haven't heard anything on the front since. As for the involvement of Secret Invasion, that series, let's not talk about Secret Invasion outside of this. That series introduced us to the character Sonya Falsworth, who was played by Olivia Colman and Emilia Clarke's Skrull character Gaia, Talos' daughter, who in the series becomes the MCU's most OP character, after becoming a Super Skrull. It would make sense for her to be involved. There was no mention of Captain Britain, but how long can they keep going to England without showing us their signature hero?
Yeah.
A couple of months ago, Doctor Who showrunner Russell T Davies revealed that before he returned to the sci-fi series, Marvel Studios approached him and asked if he was down to develop a British Marvel series as its showrunner. He said, I know, right? This sounds good. He said, I got asked to showrun a British Marvel show, but they said, we can't tell you what it is. To this day, I watch them and I can't work out which show that was going to be. Obviously planning to make a British Marvel show that I haven't seen. Has that happened?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what comes of the series and what exactly it ends up being. So guys, tacos on the table. Will Dane, Sonya, and Gaia get a little help from Brian Braddock / maybe Betsy Braddock?
My tacos are off the table for that. I do think we get Dane and Sonya and Gaia back somehow. I don't think they're going to do an all British show or bring on the Braddocks, because I just don't think it's going to happen. There's too much there to like jump in right now anyway.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't think so.
Well, I mean, I love Captain Britain. I do. Excalibur was one of my favorite mutant series. So I would like it to kind of stay with that. But, to be honest with you, Gaia could be Megan. I mean, she totally could fit into that. Right? I mean, Megan was a shapeshifter. She can really she has all these powers. So she might be able to do that. And I feel like Sonya Falsworth, she could take on the role of Union Jack, because that's what her dad was, or her grandpa.
Right.
Her grandfather. Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, those could be that. I just think maybe they should call it something else, like not British Avengers, but you know what I'm saying? Like a British team that's not Excalibur, because that's so.
Because there's already
focused.
a British Avengers series.
Yeah, that's true.
The British Avengers.
That was Steed. Yeah, I liked that show too.
We all revenges.
The Revenges. But yeah, so my tacos, I can't see them introducing Captain Britain yet, because we just got that little tiny tease of X-Men, and so they'll open the floodgates and we'll start getting things. So it depends on how long down the line they're thinking.
Right.
And if it's further than a couple of years, then yeah, it might be. But that would be the only way that my tacos would go on the table for this. But I do love that picture of Black Knight right there.
Yeah. My tacos are also off the table on this, and I think it's mostly because we do. There's a lot of like fan clamor. We all want to see Black Knight, but the thing is that I don't think they're going to introduce him in a team scenario. Unless he's teaming up with Blade, because they kind of like, tease that already. But I think that has more to do with, I think they were setting up Midnight Suns, because Black Knight was part of Midnight Suns. So I mean, I think they're building a Midnight Suns team in the background. They just haven't introduced enough characters, and they're kind of doing what they did with like Iron Man and the Hulk and everything like that, where they're introducing the concept of it early on. Because they introduced Dane Whitman, it's like, okay, well, we know he's got the black sword. He's going to be the Black Knight. He talked to Blade. So, I mean, you have those two characters.
Moon Knight could absolutely. Midnight Suns.
Exactly. I was going to say, we have Moon Knight. We have Doctor Strange. Those are all characters that have been on that team out at some point. The only other person that I know that Feige wants to bring in, I've mentioned this before, that hasn't been introduced yet, but I know Feige's been talking about he wants to find a way to introduce him, is Ghost Rider. And once we get Ghost Rider in this, I mean, we've got a full-fledged Midnight Suns team.
You could even sub out Strange for Daredevil in certain situations.
Yeah, especially we're gonna have like an actual Daredevil in the MCU. He's already been established at this point. It's like we know.
Yeah, he really has. Yeah. Yeah, I see that as more of what could happen before the British one, but I do love that they're doing that. I love that we're getting that information, is that because for a long time I was like, after the strikes and people are just so down on, have been so down on Marvel, and I'm like, what are they going to do? Like, are they going to just like freak out and everything's just going to come out, or are they just going to be like, no, we've got our plan, we're doing our thing, so, and it seems like they've got their plan, they're doing their thing. So.
Right.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Are you ready to switch universes? Universes?
Let's do this thing.
Gunverse Assemble. It has been reported that James Gunn's Superman Legacy would introduce a new Supergirl in Superman Legacy, which would lead into her own solo film, Supergirl Women of Tomorrow. They all kind of announced that. Meanwhile, a new report has surfaced from John Rocha on the latest episode of The Hot Mic that Outer Banks and Glass Onion star Madeline Klein is either in talks to play Kara Zor-El, or she is an actress that Gunn and Warner Brothers are considering for the part. So, what do you guys think? Huh?
Well, I mean, with that pose, yeah, she'd be a good Supergirl.
Yeah, I know. With that pose.
I mean, that's what's on screen. It's like, that's the superhero pose.
Yeah, there you go.
She was good in Glass Onion. I liked her in Glass Onion. She was messy, but she was still put together. And I feel like that's what we need. We need a messy, put together Supergirl.
I like messy.
Yeah. But she can't be too messy. She can't be hot messy. She's just got to be messy and put together. So she's got some of her life is put together, some of her life is messy.
So tacos on the table. Are we getting Kara Zor-El appearance in Superman Legacy? Whether it's Madeline Klein or not?
I think that makes sense, mainly because Superman Legacy seems like they are introducing characters, but it's also something that's like they're almost doing like a year 5 Superman, right? Like it's like Superman. He's only been Superman as a character or as a personality for a little while, but he's already established himself as a hero.
We have more on that in the download.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
Madeline Klein reminds me of like a young, quirky Jennifer Lawrence. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I could see that. I was thinking more Kate Hudson.
Okay.
She's a little bit more earthy than J-Law.
Yeah. But like the look of her, like her look in general, like she's got that very almost like wholesome Kansas look to her.
Kansas.
Yeah.
I say that because that's kind of what you're looking for in Kara Zor-El. is you want the kind of like that Midwestern kind of like wholesome girl,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and she's got that look to her, or like she could play that look.
Got it.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I'm not. I don't hate it. Like, I think it's kind of cool, but I'm just like, eh.
All right, let's keep it going.
Yeah.
But Superman Legacy is scheduled for release on July 11th of 2025.
Oh, that's true.
Just to let you know on that. All right, so we got to keep it down. Voices carry. I didn't want to do it like the song. Even though that's what I did. All right. Director Matt Reeves is deep in development on The Batman Part 2. But here, there's so little information on what the story, like how it's going to play out.
Right.
We've heard the Penguin spinoff series will actually lead into it, and that the Joker is going to be involved in some way. And I'm trying really hard not to vomit in my mouth. All right, we don't really know what Robert Pattinson's Batman will find himself up against in the next chapter of the story. However, Hollywood insider Daniel Rickman, that scamp, is reporting.
Again.
I know
Working
that the
hard.
film he is, or hardly working. Will introduce the notable villain Hush.
Oh, I think we're losing Frey.
Are you
No,
guys
right.
losing me?
No, I got you.
Hello? Okay. We're so Hush. They're saying Hush is going to be brought into the franchise, and that the production is actually on track to start doing its thing in 2024. So we don't know when. So keep those cameras at the ready, or phones. When previously talking about Batman villains, Reeves was really interested to bring Hush into the Batman universe. He said, there are so many characters. I think Hush is really interesting, is an interesting one to do. I'll choose Hush. That doesn't mean that the next villain will be Hush. I just want to say there are so many. And what we would do next, what we're going to do next, if we have that opportunity, it's still in the planning stages. And I have a lot of ideas. So please don't latch on to this and say, hey, they're doing the Hush movie, which is now this. He added, that's a character that I love, that I would love to see done. And maybe we'll get the opportunity to do it. But there are many characters. So basically, yeah. He's gonna do it. So, all right. So I do have a synopsis, and actually, it's funny because I opposited him. Oh well. It's a spoiler alert opsis for a 20-year-old story synopsis.
Spoiler alert opsis for a 20-year-old story synopsis.
Hush made his first appearance. I can't talk today, guys. Hush made his first appearance in the 2003 Batman number 609 comic during the 12-part Hush storyline, created by writer Jeff Loeb and artist Jim Lee. One of the best storylines of that year, I will tell you. Hush's true identity is Dr. Thomas Elliot, a brilliant surgeon and childhood friend of Bruce Wayne, and a ginger, so you know he has no soul. Batman's alter ego. Driven by jealousy and a desire for wealth and power, Elliot becomes a formidable adversary for Batman. He adopts the alias Hush and embarks on a complex and long-running vendetta against the Dark Knight. Hush is known for his meticulous planning and ability to manipulate various other Batman rogues to achieve his goals. He also uses his medical expertise to orchestrate elaborate schemes, and his proficiency in hand-to-hand combat makes him an evenly matched physical opponent for Batman. And then, of course, like the movie's scheduled to open in theaters on October 3rd, 2025. So, tacos on the table. Will we get Hush as the main villain in the Batman Part 2?
I'm going to go last on this one.
Okay.
My tacos are on the table. Like this sounds like a fun story to bring to live action. I know they did the animated version. We know we have the 20-year-old comic, but this would be a good one to kind of sink their teeth into for like a new DC.
Mm-hmm.
So my tacos are on the table.
Okay.
Frey, what do you think?
Well, okay, so before Hush, they had tried really hard to introduce characters that could be the next big villain of Batman. Like they went through a lot of different ones, and none of them really stuck. And then they did this 12-part, like in the comics, but it was its own self-contained story. Jim Lee did all of the art, and it was amazing. And Hush became like one of his top tier rogues. Beloved and everything. So I think it would be a shame if they didn't do it. Do I think it'll be the next movie? I think it's actually going to be the third movie.
Oh, okay.
So because the first one, Riddler, it was about him maybe knowing that Bruce was Batman, maybe not knowing. And so I think to do another story where it's someone from his childhood who does know who he is and is attacking him because of that might be a little too formulaic.
That actually
And I just thought of it as we were talking about it because I was like, yeah, I'm totally down for it. But then I was like, oh wait, the first
needs a
one was
little
kind
bit of time to breathe. Okay.
Yeah, maybe a like the third movie. So
yeah.
All right, young Phil, what do you think?
So this is where my anchor comes in. If you guys didn't get a chance to watch me on comics podcast the other day on last Friday, we had an extensive conversation about this. Yep, shout out to comics podcast. We had an extensive conversation about this. So right now, the full rumor is not just Hush, but also Clayface and Professor Pig.
Whoa!
Yeah. So this is where, you know, me being somebody who's like all into storytelling and, you know, looking at like, okay, this is supposed to be a trilogy of movies, right? It's supposed to be part 2, part 3. I think that Hush ends up being the overall big bad. I think that Clayface, because this is a more grounded universe, right? Like this whole thing is supposed to be like a very, you know, grounded thing. Like they're probably not going for the meta version of Clayface, and I think that Clayface is going to be somebody who undergoes plastic surgery, like a bunch of different plastic surgery to look like different people or look different things. And I think that Thomas Elliot is his surgeon.
Oh, that could, yeah, I could see that.
Because the whole,
you know, maybe they introduced Thomas Elliot,
right,
and they slow play it so that he's the big bad of season 3, or not season 3, but the third movie.
Of the third movie, right? And that's kind of where I'm going. Is that I think that Hush is the villain for the third movie, but Thomas Elliot is introduced in the second movie. And we know who Thomas Elliot is because you start building that relationship between Bruce and Thomas.
Right? Just like slowly, that slow burn. I love it. That would be amazing.
Because then it makes that reveal for all the people who aren't Batman stans like us, that reveal when you find out that Thomas is Hush in the third movie, it strikes a blow.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh my God, I really like Thomas. I didn't think that he was going to be the bad guy, right? Because Thomas Elliot is, his whole thing is he is manipulative, right? So he is able to manipulate Clayface into doing, you know, whatever it is that he wants him to do. Professor Pig also really falls into that because Professor Pig is another character that deals with mutilation and kind of you know, like where plastic surgery can go into that. Like basically, you know, you can have Thomas Elliot experimenting on Professor Pig's victims.
Well, heck, you could also bring in Scarecrow too, but not like him as Scarecrow, but as Dr. Crane.
Yeah,
like they're colleagues. Like, I mean, there's so much you could do with it because of it.
Right.
But
so that's my whole thing. Is my tacos are on the table. I say that we are going to get Hush, but it's not going to, he's not going to be Hush in part 2 unless we get like at the very end of the movie, like Hush shows up and then it leads into like, that's the cliffhanger that leads you into the next movie.
I think he dies at the end of the second one. And then we see Hush in the third one. And then at the very end, it's revealed. And then we get that thing where it's like, I was Hush the whole time. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Right. You know, just Thomas Elliot disappears and just kind of like he seemingly dies, you know, or you know, he performs a surgery on somebody else, on like one of Professor Pig's victims, you know, and you think that Thomas Elliot died, and then you get that whole reveal at the end of the third movie where it's like, you know, he's doing the monologue and he's explaining how he used Professor Pig, and he you know, he faked his own death by making this person look like him, and then like the whole Clayface thing and all that. So it's like I that's kind of how I feel like, you know, makes the most sense for making a grounded version of these characters.
No, absolutely. I'm totally 100% on board with that. Let's do it. Let's get the money together.
Yeah, I like it. Make it happen.
Make it happen.
Somebody call Matt Reeves.
Yeah, I was gonna say, maybe
hold
maybe
on. Let me
call Matt Reeves. Maybe I should call Matt Reeves and say, "Hey, here are my ideas. Write them into your script."
And he's like, "I'm already doing that, dude."
No, he's like, "I'm gonna send you a cease and desist letter
right now." You ready to keep going?
Yeah. So guys, that is it for the rumors for today. Let's get into the download, because it is now time for the download, guys. All right.
And shout out to Matt. Shout out to Matt in the chat there. He's feeling the podcast.
Matt Hawkins is feeling it right now. He's saying we got a good channel.
There we go.
Hey, we like your vibe too, Matt.
If you want more of this, go check out the Distance Nerdington post for more news, all the trailers, all the reactions, and let us know what you're nerding out on in the Distance Nerdington post on Facebook.
Book of Face.
All right. Does Ryan want to rule the world, or just Phil's heart?
Definitely
Ryan Reynolds.
He definitely wants my heart. He's had my heart for a long time.
For a long time. Since Van Wilder. Ryan Reynolds' global heist comedy project that he's been developing has landed on Netflix. The project ended up selling for 7 figures. Reynolds will also be reteaming with director Sean Levy, who will direct the movie. Dude, they're a duo. They're a dynamic duo.
I think it's him and Blake and Sean. They're like a throuple now.
Yeah, exactly. The film doesn't have a title or story details yet, but according to Deadline, it has great parts for an ensemble in the spirit of Ocean's 11. It is also set in the international arena. The idea originated from Fox and Kinberg, and they pitched it to Reynolds and Maximum Effort.
Maximum effort.
The script, Maximum Effort. The script is being written by Dana Fox and Simon Kinberg, who will also be producing alongside Reynolds. The team is currently shooting Deadpool 3, and Reynolds will get this next project within the next couple of years. Will Ryan Reynolds ever stop being a workaholic? Holy cow.
I think it's really interesting. It's sold for 7 figures. They don't have a script, and they don't really have. They're just like, no, we're just doing this heist thing, and they're like, and Netflix was like, take all of our money.
Yeah,
here.
they're like, it's Ryan Reynolds. We want every idea you come up with.
Give us another Adam project. It's like
that's exactly what they want. It's like, give us another project.
Have they done sequels yet?
No, not really.
Netflix has put out a bunch of movies. Have they done? I guess.
Oh, they're going to do the sequel that Charlize Theron about the immortal.
Yeah.
Like SEAL team. They're doing a sequel to that. Yeah.
Which was also a comic book movie, which was also great. Technically, there was a sequel to Army of the Dead, even though that was a prequel. So
yeah, they don't do a lot of like going back to that unless it's something that can be, and very few of their stuff is like, I think the Squid Games thing, they're doing more seasons of the live action one,
right?
And Stranger Things, but but it doesn't happen all the time. So
right,
Army of the Dead is getting a sequel right now. They think it's going to be called Planet of the Dead.
Okay.
That's cool.
There you go.
I feel like we need more like irreverent zombie things. I'm not like, because I don't like the scary zombie things. I love Zombieland, and I loved the second one.
Was so good.
Right, but I felt like that was irreverent. Like it's very irreverent. It's not like your normal or that thing on Netflix, The Daylight, or the one with the kid and their school is what caused the zombies to happen. But the kids were like, they went into factions. Anyway, it was a good thing. And it was supposed to get another season, but then it never
That
did.
Korean one?
No, it was like it was the kid that was in was young Sam in Supernatural. And what's
Find
his
me
name?
Find me the title of that one later, and we'll.
Okay, I will.
Because I
This
like me
is-
some zombie. I like. I even like like 28 Days Later.
Mhm.
That's one of my favorite zombies. And shout out to Walking Dead, because who doesn't love The Walking Dead still, right, guys?
After 5,000 shows and 1,000 series,
Uh,
God, man,
you're just mad because you still have a Michonne, sword on your mantle, and now you don't know what to do with it.
not at all. I'm actually happy that I don't look at her as Michonne. I look at her as a Okoye more than anything now.
Yeah, and she's a freaking badass as a Okoye.
Yes.
All right, let's keep it going.
It's called Daybreak.
Daybreak. Thank you.
You're welcome. But I'll also send you like a link to it later.
Later, Gator. Speaking of later, Exit the Dragon. Oh no.
Oh man.
It really pisses me off to no end.
I'm not going to blame this on HBO. I'm going to blame this on Max, since Max has canceled the Bruce Lee inspired martial arts series Warrior after 3 seasons. This was an awesome show, and it featured a great ensemble cast of actors. It was also one of the few shows that featured a huge Asian cast. What are you doing, Max? While the series has been canceled on Max, it's been announced the show will be coming to Netflix, where it is sure to find a whole new audience. Netflix does love their Asians, right? All those Korean movies, all those Korean shows. I did find out that you can search, like, there's like a whole other genre. Like you can search Filipino and like all these Filipino movies, and it's like Filipino comedy movies, Filipino romantic comedies, Filipino drama, Filipino blah blah blah. Like all this stuff is just sitting there on Netflix, but it doesn't come up in the feeds. You have to go like search for it a little bit.
Yeah. It's funny. I was working at a customer's house the other day, and he had like regular English Netflix, but then there was a section that was recommended for you, and everything was like the Spanish versions of like every movie.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Nice.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, since it's landing on Netflix, I do have a Kung Fu synopsis disrespecting the Dragonopsis.
Before I say the opsis. Let me switch back to the right screen here. Kung Fu synopsis disrespecting the Dragonopsis. Synopsis.
The series was based on the writings of Lee, and the story is set during the brutal Tong Wars of San Francisco's Chinatown in the late 19th century. It follows Ah Sham, a martial arts prodigy who immigrates from China to San Francisco under mysterious circumstances. Assam must choose between loyalty to his Tong and commitment to his sister Mei Ling, ultimately facing a decision on what it truly means to be a warrior. Meanwhile, the United States government escalates its persecution of Chinese immigrants, forcing the leaders of the San Francisco Tongs to fight for their piece of the American dream, struggling to find a new way forward without tearing everything apart. Oh, man, that sounds kind of cool. I'm kind of into this. The cast of the series included Andrew Koji, Olivia Chang, Jason Tobin, Diane Doan, Kieran Boo, Dean Jagger, Tom Weston Jones. Come on, give me a name I can recognize. Oh, Hoon Lee. Hoon Lee. There we go. Hoon Lee. Harry Young, Langley, Kirkwood, Miranda Raisin, Chen Tang, Chelsea Muirhead, Mark DeCascos, and Joe Taslim.
Joe Taslim. That's the dude from Mortal Kombat.
The dude from Mortal Kombat.
Joe Taslim. He was the main character in the new Mortal Kombat movie.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. See, good knowledge. Thank you,
And
sir.
Mark DeCascos is like famously a martial art actor.
Action actor.
And also the host of Top Chef. Not Top Chef. Master Chef. No.
Oh, that guy.
The chef, the Iron Chef. Iron Chef. Iron Chef America.
And apparently you can also, apparently he's also from Costco. Sorry, really bad joke. Sorry.
What do you think about Max axing another show?
Max.
Yeah, I feel like they are. I mean, like this show got what, like 3 seasons? So I mean, like, why are you axing it now?
Yeah,
I mean, Max did have to cut like $50 billion or fine $50 billion. So it could be just their way of like, you know what?
They didn't have to. They could have just given what's his face a fucking pay cut.
But maybe they sold the rights to it. They got a little bit of money out of it. They're happy. Somebody else is going to continue it on.
Well, no, so it's not actually continuing. They just sold it to, like, said you can have it on Netflix. So hopefully it will get a new life there, and then it'll be like, then they'll be like, we'll do it. Let's do some more. So.
Hopefully Netflix picks it up, because when they do pick up shows, they tend to do really good with them. So Netflix, we're calling you out.
All right, who got the next one?
I think you should do it, because you do the best Jerry Seinfeld.
You see, I hope maybe he's going to be in this season. How is this still a thing? Curb Your Enthusiasm will officially be coming to an end with the upcoming 12th season. Larry David said in a statement, as Curb comes to an end, I will now have the opportunity to finally shed this Larry David persona and become the person God intended me to be, the thoughtful, kind, caring, considerate human being I was until I got derailed by portraying this malignant character. And so, Larry David, I bid you farewell. You misanthropy will now be missed. And for those of you who would like to get in touch with me, you can reach me at Doctors Without Borders.
That is
Larry David's funny. He's got some craziness to him.
Yeah, David is a funny guy, man. I mean, he's been writing comedy for, at this point, like 60 years. So I mean,
yeah. I think he wrote for Saturday Night Live.
Yes,
and was on Saturday Night Live in the early 80s.
Yeah.
Nuts.
And
Casey Bloy. Go ahead. Casey Bloys, chairman and CEO, HBO and Max. Boo, Max. Content. It's hard to say farewell to such a groundbreaking, brilliantly fun, and iconic series like Curb Your Enthusiasm, which has left its mark across television and the comedy genre, working alongside Larry David and Jeff Schaefer, as well as all the other comedic masterminds that comprise our producers. Cast and crew has been a joy that I will always treasure. The final will premiere February 4th, and the 10-part series will air its finale on April 7th. Oh, kind of sad about that one.
Yeah.
Is this really the last season of the show? Really? Is it, Larry? George? Larry?
I'm sure it is. And I mean that Larry David's been doing it just for so long. He's consistently, since the end of Seinfeld, he basically jumped right into Curb Your Enthusiasm and has been working on that. I mean, like, he took like 2 years off.
Yeah, I was like, he had like a 2-year hiatus. He's like, I'm going on sabbatical, everybody. Like, okay.
He took like 2 years off and then came back and did like 2 more seasons. So it's like, you know, like he's I'm not against him ending it because it's just kind of like, hey, I've been doing this a long time. It's time for me to hang it up, right? Say Wong in the
And
chat.
hey, I mean, like Doctors Without Borders is getting a great guy.
Say Wong in the chat saying the next project, the Seinfeld, the video game. What the hell would you do in Seinfeld, the video game? It's a game about
Nothing. You would do nothing.
It's a video
It's a
game
show about nothing.
So you get a video game about, like, is the whole game about you basically like George trying to find a new job, and then George trying to find a girlfriend, and not murdering his fiance by accident,
like almost accidentally like murdering her like 3 times
with
accident.
Well, he ended up murdering her with stamps. So
yeah, that's like and then Elaine just bringing weird guys.
Oh my God. I always think about when you go back and watch that show and you see how many people were like major actors that were nobodies at the time.
Right. Yeah.
Right. That were on that show. So many different people were on that show, especially like as Elaine's boyfriend.
Well, the guy that played the maestro, he actually played the master in the first season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Nice.
Yeah. But he was also in oh gosh, the National Lampoon's Animal House.
Vacation.
Animal House.
Yeah.
He was one of the like military like ROTC guys in it. Mark Meadows. No, that's not it.
Mark Meadows
that's totally somebody else. But something like that. I'll have to look it up. I'm looking at it.
All right. Well, James, you got any thoughts on this outside of what we've been saying?
I love Curb. It's one of my favorite shows. So I'm sad it's coming to an end, but good for Larry. He gave us 12 seasons. It's fun.
Absolutely.
And they're always so well written and so like they're not just episodic. It tells like a overall arching story, for the entire season, and then some jokes carry over from season to season. So I love Curb.
Yeah.
Mark Metcalf.
Okay. Not Mark Meadows, not Mark Milley.
Oh God.
Cool people.
Man, this turned into a really different
How about Mark Kerr?
podcast there for a second.
Mark Kerr. Yes.
Mark Kerr, the smashing machine.
So how about this? Oh God. See you're doing exactly what I'm trying to do right now. So let's get into some real head of the table news. Cause do we call him the Machine Johnson now?
Yes.
He's the machine.
You have to acknowledge
him. I finally watched that movie, by the way, and it is ridiculously stupid.
It is, but it is so funny.
In a good way.
And Mark Hamill is hilarious.
Oh, he is, absolutely.
How about when Bert Kreischer throws up in his hand, she's like, did you just put that in your pocket?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I didn't know what to do with it.
Did I do that?
And it's such a Bert Kreischer like just thing. Like, I didn't know what to do with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was like it's so Bert Kreischer. If he was in any of those situations, that's exactly how he would react.
Yeah. He's like such a he's like an accidental coward. It's the greatest thing ever. So Dwayne Johnson, going back to the story here, Dwayne Johnson is set to play legendary MMA fighter Mark Kerr in A24's new film project, The Smashing Machine. Machine. The Machine. The script is, where was that? The script for the film was written by Uncut Gems co-writer and co-director Benny Safdie, and the story is set in a no-holds-barred era of the UFC. The movie will follow Kerr's struggles with addiction, winning, love, and friendship in the year 2000. Are you guys?
Year 2000.
Year 2000.
Are you guys familiar with the Safdie brothers at all?
No.
They make amazing movies. They're very down to earth, but also just kind of gritty movies. you guys got to check them out. Robert Pattinson wouldn't have the career he has now if it wasn't for the Safdie brothers.
Okay.
But yes, so Mark Kerr is a former mixed martial artist renowned for his dominance during the late 1990s and early 2000s. Kerr achieved widespread recognition for his exceptional wrestling skills and brute strength, making him a formidable force in the sport. Kerr was also the subject of a 2003 HBO documentary, The Smashing Machine, which details his MMA career fighting in Vale Tudo, the UFC, and Pride. Noah Sacco of A24 said in a statement, Dwayne and Benny are singular talents, and their shared vision for Mark's inspiring story is electrifying. Electrifying would be the word that you describe The Rock as, right? We are deeply honored to have their trust and collaboration in bringing this incredibly special project to life. Has Johnson put his action man status on hold to get into serious roles? Only time will tell. So, guys, what do you think about Dwayne Johnson taking on this massive challenge?
What The Rock is cooking.
I dig this. I'm into it.
I think this could be a really good move for him. If he takes away his persona and really gets down to the craft, I think this could be an amazing thing for him. It's like I had different respect for Will Smith, and I mean my respect has changed since. But when he did 6 Degrees of Separation, because he was the goofy rap guy, he was the goofy hip hop guy. You know, I mean, he was that, and then he did that 6 Degrees of Separation, amazing movie, and I was like, oh man, no, this kid can act. I want to see that from Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne has taken on some roles that have been outside of his box, though. I mean, like for the most part, he's been doing a lot of action movies lately, but he's played dramas where he's done a really good job in dramatic roles. I
feel like the dramas that he's done, this one, he's gonna have to be the main focus. Like he's got to do all of it. He's got to do all the work. He's got to feel all the pain. Well, and when he's done other dramas, I feel like he hasn't been the main focus of the pain and, the main drama. He's been around it. So
because Gridiron Gang, he was like starring, but the main story was about the kids and not so much about him. So I mean, like Gridiron Gang is a good example of like a dramatic role that he took on that was, he did a really good job at. So,
or he played a gay man in Be Cool. Come on,
and that was also kind of a comedic role, and that's also a really good kind of like showing of like he's able to play outside of the action genre. So,
but this being a biopic of an MMA fighter, like he's the perfect size. Well, actually, he's a little taller because I think he's 6'6" and Mark Kerr's like 6'3", but 250, 260.
I wish I was. So he young MC'd it. I wish I was taller. I wish I had a name.
I mean,
I don't even know that song. Sorry.
That's like the actors from The Claw, right? From Iron Claw, right? Like those guys were all like what, like 3 inches shorter than the guys that actually were in real life.
Yeah,
yeah.
But The Rock is like 3 inches taller than Mark Kerr, but that works out.
I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I'm into this. I dig it.
You get the right cast around him, I think it'd be fine.
Yeah. I think I'm very optimistic about it. I think I might even watch it. And I'm not a big MMA person.
There we go.
I don't play games online. I'm kidding. I know what MMA is. Don't at me, okay? I know what it is.
What in the Blue Beetle is happening here? Marvel Studios has confirmed 2 of its highly anticipated animated projects will be coming to 2024, and Unexpected Gem X-Men 97 and Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the new title for Spider-Man freshman year. Oh, I didn't know it got a new name.
Yeah.
Will be coming to Disney Plus next year or this year or next year.
Yeah, and I think we got this one a week ago. I forgot. I didn't change that. Apologize. My bad.
and will be released along with previously unannounced animated series entitled Eyes of Wakanda. Yay. As for the new series Eyes of Wakanda, there aren't any official details to share on that, but it will probably center around Wakanda or center around eyes. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in some form.
I mean, it wouldn't make sense if they focused it on Wakanda. Why would you do that?
Hopefully, nobody's taking everyone's eyes out of Wakanda and
Right.
transporting other places, but you don't know.
Terrible.
Right. In X-Men 97, Storm and Wolverine try to continue the X-Men. Magneto comes in and wants to step up for Charles Xavier. Sinister comes in to try and end the X-Men once and for all. And it's interesting. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which should have been the name, not Spider-Man Freshman Year. It was so right there. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man takes place before 2016's Captain America Civil War, but with a noticeable key difference. Rather than coming home to his apartment to see Tony Stark in his home, it's none other than Norman Osborn who's chatting it up with Aunt May, trying to get some of that Aunt May. When he walks through the door, and much like how meeting Tony thrust Peter into a spotlight larger than the kid needed, Peter, having Norman as his mentor, sends his life in an unexpected trajectory that collides him with many unexpected characters in the Marvel universe.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting that it's going to be like we're finally going to get Norman Osborn. The other thing though is he still going to be in that shitty homemade costume?
Right. Well, you
he's
think
gotta be.
Norman Osborn will get him a sick upgrade. You know that.
Maybe.
He will.
Interesting.
It just won't be all shiny.
Shiny.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll get the black outfit.
It's
soon.
not gonna have kill mode on it. Or maybe it will. It's Norman Osborn. So I mean
Yeah. It only has kill mode.
exactly.
You can only kill. Yeah.
That hearing that synopsis seems a little bit more interesting than just Spider-Man freshman year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, it takes
it's almost a what if.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
a what
totally.
if series.
Yeah, it kind
So-
of is.
Actually, Hudson Thames from What If is playing Peter Parker.
Yeah,
So
he
the
was
same
the
actor.
he's been playing Peter Parker since
Animated.
since the new MCU. So yeah,
Right.
so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's nice that they keep it consistent. That's what I like, is that when they can get the stars they do, but if they can't, like with Scarlett Johansson, like Lake Bell was season 1, she was season 2, Scarlett Johansson, or not Scarlett Johansson, but Black Widow.
Right.
Cool.
Anyway,
I'm excited.
speaking of what if,
What if? Talk to me.
did the 9 days of MCU must save superheroes? 2023 was a rough year for superheroes. Marvel Studios released 6 projects this year, and out of all those projects, last year, out of all those projects, the recently released What If Season 2 animated series was the best reviewed. It currently holds a 92% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It's the highest of any of the others. 92. That's like really good. So some of the other projects that have been released is, Secret Invasion, which is holding at 53. Loki season 2, which was at 82. And I thought that would be higher, to be honest with you. I thought it would get like at least an 85, 89, something like that.
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania with a 46. Expected. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 at an 82. Also, I thought, what? 85, guys? Come on. Why is everything 2? And the Marvel sits at 61. And I feel like that should be in the 70s. I really liked the Marvels, and I know some people didn't. But, yeah.
I thought it was good.
But we do have a synopsis.
What kind of synopsis?
It's an unhappy Hogan synopsis. Captain Carter drinks whiskey-opsis.
I like that. All right. Unhappy Hogan synopsis. Captain Carter drinks whiskey-opsis. Synopsis.
Season 2 of What If continues the journey as the Watcher guides viewers through the vast multitudes, introducing brand new and familiar faces throughout the MCU. The series questions, revisits, and twists classic Marvel cinematic moments with an incredible voice cast that includes a host of stars who reprise their iconic roles. The series features characters this season like Nebula, Hela, Peter Quill, Iron Man, the Grand Master, Happy Hogan, Captain Carter, Kahori, and more.
Yeah.
All episodes of What If are streaming now on Disney Plus. Please go enjoy. And the third season is currently in the works and expected to launch in a couple of years. We saw that trailer. So it's like, the teaser. So where do we think this is going to go, guys?
I'm just to comment on that. I'm sure they've already been working on season 3.
Oh yeah.
They probably already knew, so then that way they're just like, oh yeah, guess when
Yeah.
season 3 comes out, the end of this year. Like what?
Right.
I
wouldn't mind another like MCU miss. I wouldn't mind that 9 days in a row in that time frame. I thought that was fun. So anyway, go ahead.
What are they, 12?
I really like that kind of release format, just because there was something to look forward to every single day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I dug that. What do I think is going to happen in season 3?
Yeah, like where are we going to go from here?
I don't know. Are we going to get more Peggy? Because they kind of put Peggy on a pedestal. Peggy's on a pedestal, and she became like the hero of season 2. I don't know who we'll get.
I think that she's the through line. Like she's going to be the thing that anchors the series, where it's we see her. We might not see her in every episode, but we are going to she's going to come in and help, or she's going to come in and tinker with it or whatever. I just think now she's going, it's like it's elevating. Like season 1, she was introduced to the Watcher and kind of introduced to this whole new like the multiverse and everything. And that made her want to not only help like her universe, but also help other universes. And so season 2, bringing her in and having her as almost the linchpin in the final arc.
Because they made a point of she's cognizant of Owatu whenever he's around.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's like, what if? It's like, she's like, do you ever shut up? It's just like,
I love when he first realizes that she can hear him, because she said, "Do you ever shut up?" And he's like, "Wait, you can hear me? Because of course I can hear you." He's like, "Oh, okay." And then like from then on, every episode they're in together, he's like explaining something to her.
Yeah. But I loved it. And so I think she's kind of the linchpin. Like, Cap really was for the first 3 phases. He was kind of the thing. He was the role model. He was the thing that everybody had a connection to in one way or another. And I think she's that person here. And I really loved the one where they did her version of Civil War, basically the beginning of Civil War. I thought it was great, and to tied in a little bit of Black Widow in there, that was awesome.
You know what I would like to see out of What If? Like I like the twists. Like what if T'Challa was Star-Lord, that sort of thing. I'm okay with those. Those are kind of like the one-shot stuff. But like, give me some of the stories in between our universe, like if we call it, the Marvel 616, give me some of the stories in between that we haven't seen, like when I first saw, I'm going to spoil some of What If finale, or 1602. When we see Steve Rogers and you're like, what is he doing there? I'm like, is that our Steve Rogers that went to put the time stones back, and he somehow got lost in 1600,
sucked into this whole thing?
Yeah. So I'm just like, whoa, tell me some of that story. That's what I want to hear. That sounds kind of fun.
That would have to be a different show though, because the problem is that What If is an entire series that's based, like, it's predicated on alternate universes and things that happen in different universes.
What if they change the rules?
Well, no, because I would I would want it to be like, you know, like to stay on kind of like the ideas of the comics, because I mean we have gotten things that were alternate universe things that wouldn't exist in this Marvel universe. Like we got Marvel Zombies, we got 1602. Like those are two comic series that we wouldn't have gotten, but fit perfectly in the premise of What If.
Right. And we're going to get a Marvel Zombies show out of it.
Yeah.
And we might get a show with Kahori out of this season. So we also got to think what would be amazing to have for like the third season. What's a comic book, like a Marvel comic storyline that, you know, there's the Marvels. That was an amazing story. But can you do that? You know, that's like there's a lot. So
I would actually prefer if they did something almost like how Star Wars has Jedi stories or the
Tales of the Jedi. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. Something, and maybe not necessarily as short as Tales of the Jedi, but something where it's telling exactly what James is saying, like those stories in between.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what happened to Captain America when he went back in time. You know, things like
that. They could morph Spotlight into that.
Actually, yeah, Spotlight would actually be something that they could totally
now that they've introduced it, that's a really great idea. Those stories would be perfect, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So maybe they'll do that. I do love the What If thing though, but I loved the comic. Like I loved reading the What If stories. I was like, oh yeah. You know, I want all this twists and turns, and you know, who did this and who did that. You know, I think so. I would love to see something that they did. I don't know. I would just I really want another like story like the Marvel Zombies. I mean, now we've had the 1602. I'm just trying to think what would like be a good trifecta for that. What would be that third amazing story that you could maybe build a series off of? And so I'll have to think on it. But
I mean, they're doing it in movie form, but Deadpool kills.
Yeah, that's true. Deadpool kills movie. And you know what? Maybe they'll start doing more of after Deadpool and like with the Marvels and stuff. Maybe they'll start doing mutant ones. Maybe we'll get a Brood. Like, what if Wolverine got, you know, turned into a Brood or something?
I think where they're going to go.
What if the symbiote got? What if the Brood got a symbiote?
Yeah, something like that. That would be amazing.
That'd be so dope.
Sorry, James. Go ahead.
I was going to say that the team ups. I think that's what we're missing is the team ups. You know, like the Avengers and, you know, phase 1 through 3 was, you know, all kind of culminating with the team ups in the Avengers films. And then the only thing we really get now is the Marvels, you know, but everybody's so splintered and, you know, there's all this, I don't know. The last few Marvel movies have been very depressing, you know, after the blip. So maybe they need some way to like bring things back together. Like, I like how you get weird teams in What If. Like, give me more of that. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. Or do like reboot the Defenders and finally get like a There are so many teams within the Marvel universe. Like we've already been talking about Midnight Suns. We've been talking about the Defenders. The Avengers, West Coast Avengers, Young Avengers, like all these different teams. And then once
St. Louis Avengers,
right? Well, once we start getting the mutants, then we can start doing like like an actual X-Force. We can start doing obviously
Excalibur.
Excalibur was one that we were talking about earlier. What's the one that's on my mind right now? The Canadian one.
Oh, Alpha Flight.
Alpha Flight.
Oh man, can you imagine? That would be so awesome.
We totally need an Alpha Flight. You know, what's the Russian one? The
Oh, what is that one? I can't remember. It's got like what? Omega Red's in it.
Red Guardian is in it.
Red Guardian.
Red's in it, and then the dude that was the bear that was in that movie.
Oh yeah.
Him, but he didn't change into the bear.
Yeah, KGB Bear or KG Bear or something like that.
KG Bear or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
No, KG Beast. No, that's
KG
something
Beast.
else.
No,
but he's in it.
KG Beast is DC. He fought back.
That's right. I'm like, sorry. I'm thinking of something else.
The Winter Guard.
That's okay. That's yeah.
Okay.
Which I think the Winter Soldier was on that team for a while too.
Yeah. Well,
So
I'm
it's-
like we're getting a Thunderbolts movie, right? So it's like there's so many things that they could do. Like I
Dark
was
Avengers, like,
surprised.
especially with Norman Osborn, Dark
Dark
Avengers,
Avengers, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Mhm.
And this may be it. I mean, this whole like the Spider-Man show. This may be how they introduce, like, get Norman Osborn in this universe to get him to get those Dark Avengers going.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's way off topic. So
So let's
It's out there somewhere in the multiverse.
yeah, there you go.
let's move on because we've been spending a little bit too much time on this one.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's super corn sweat. Corn sweat.
The man who the man who makes corn sweat.
A brief new plot summary for James Gunn's Superman Legacy has surfaced as the film is gearing up for production in March of this year. The revelation comes from Gunn himself. He also addressed the synopsis that it was
Synopsis.
that was shared. Superman synopsis.
You don't need it. No. Just keep going.
Super
There's a
L
reason.
Zor, no.
Superman, a cub
Superman.
reporter in Metropolis, embarks on a journey to reconcile his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing as Clark Kent.
There isn't a lot to do, and Gunn has something to say about the summary.
Synopsis.
Not sure where this logline came from. I didn't write it. It has elements of truth, obviously, based on things I've said in the past, but I wouldn't describe the plot this way. I wouldn't call Clark a cub reporter. He's a 30-year-old full-on reporter. But yeah, we shoot in March. I'm grateful every day. Our production team worked their asses off to keep everything going through the strikes. Forces compelled us to stop many times. And if we'd never make July 2025. So 30-something-year-old. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Which is what he should be. He should be in his 30s.
Yeah.
And
Batman
aged.
and Superman are both in their 30s. This is what like a lot of people don't realize is like Batman spent like 10 years traveling the world and learning different skills to be a ninja so he could be Batman. He's like 32 when he's like in during year one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're like parentally like 35. That's like almost like every year they're 35. So yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The most exciting and interesting aspect of the project that's been reported on all of the casting, which reveals that the film is going to be filled with lots of different characters and superheroes. The director recently addressed the huge cast saying, "What single protagonist movie doesn't have more than 10 speaking roles? There will be more. Superman Legacy is scheduled for a theatrical release on July 11th, 2025. What are you expecting from the Man of Steel?
Superman synopsis.
The Legacy of Steel.
The legacy of man. What?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm my expectations for this movie is that we're gonna have something that's already lived in. We're gonna have it's not gonna be this shiny new like Man of Steel was a brand new Superman is the first hero of his kind of movie and all that kind of stuff, right? This is gonna be very much a lived in metropolis that there's already been villains that have tried to destroy Metropolis. Superman's already been around. I feel like this where they're at right now and what Gunn is describing, they're on the verge of creating the Justice League at the point of this movie.
Right. Like he's been around for a bit, but maybe he might be a little disillusioned.
Right.
With like, he's like, man, I try so hard and they're not getting any better. And, I could just see that being a focal point. And things with Lois aren't going as well as you
right. I feel like there's going to be a big bad that he's barely going to be able to fight. And with all these other characters that we know are going to be in this movie, he's going to, by the end of the movie, he's going to create the idea or like kind of float the idea of the Justice League. And by the next movie, the next time you see all of them together, you're gonna get something like Mojo, or you're gonna or Mongo. Sorry,
I was like Mojo, no different.
Mongo.
yeah, Mongo the Conqueror, right? Or you're gonna get someone like maybe we do get New Apocalypse all over again.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Like Dark Side.
Like Dark Side, or I've talked about Granny Goodness because we were actually on comics. We were talking about who would be the big bad for Supergirl, and I was like Big Barda. It has to be Big Barda because if it's not Big Barda, it's gonna suck.
Well, if they do the Woman of Tomorrow, it's not really. There's not really a big bad in it. So
an antagonist.
But that's what I was saying is like if you're gonna put an antagonist in it, right? Big Barda makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Cool.
yeah, I could see it. I think that this is how Gunn introduces a lot of things. They have this cast, and you've got like Mr. Terrific and all that stuff. We may not see him in like suit up. He may be Mr. Terrific, but it may just be he's someone that Clark talks to. It could, the characters that they're like, oh yeah, we've got Hawk Girl. We might see her in her outfit, like in her like full get up once. But other than that, it could just be that she's someone that understands being from another planet if they're going the Thanagarian route. Yeah. And if not,
go Thanagarian. She's so much better as the Thanagarian version of Hawk Girl.
Yes. And since we know Black Adam isn't canon, they can do whatever they want with it. Now, if they do go the Egyptian route, which they could still do that, she would be someone out of time, so she would also feel like an outsider, like Superman does. So I could see similarities there and certain things happening. And you don't want to introduce Wonder Woman right off the bat with Superman, like, hey, we're chums, So you do Hawk Girl and show that he also is yay feminism, but. Yeah, so all of these, I just think that people may be just assuming, oh, it's going to be just action-packed with all these heroes just, duking it out and stuff. And it's like, they could be supporting characters that you might see suit up, or they're coming back from a mission and, change out of their suits or something. It could be something like that. We don't know.
We're also going to be getting the ultimate douchebag in Guy Gardner. So, I mean.
Right.
Well, I was going to say, look how in Guardians of the Galaxy, look how we used Sylvester Stallone or Michelle Yeoh. They barely had any lines, but huge names. So, I could see that just being kind of a setups for later, so to speak.
It's great because he's really good about building the universe and not making it to where like, oh yeah, hey, we're bringing in all these major characters, but they're not going to have like. We have to give them all equal spotlight because it's like, no, down the road, they'll get their spotlight. I'm just introducing characters to show you that this is a lived in world, that superheroes exist in this world already.
And if you're a hero who's a role model that everyone looks up to, who are you going to talk to about your problems? Other heroes. Yeah. So he has relationships. It's just telling these relationships. They just happen to be these people. And I think that's amazing. And that's what I want. It is a Superman story, but that doesn't mean that these people aren't just his friends, that these aren't people that he relies on for some things.
Speaking of Hawk Girl and feathers.
Oh, I need to do this one.
Yeah, she needs
to.
Great. Talk to me about feathers.
It's all tiaras and feathers. Oh, wait. Hold on. I need to, I have a.
Oh God. Okay. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Look at the tiara.
There it is.
I want it a little off. There we go. Okay. All right. So it's all tiaras and feathers. HBO's drama, The Gilded Age, has been renewed for a third season. Yeah, I know, right? Downton Abbey creator Julian Fellows writes and executive produces the series alongside Bob Greenblatt, Gareth Niami. I don't know how to. I'm sorry, Gareth. I really don't know how to say your last name. David Crockett and Michael Engler, who also directs. He directs all the episodes, and he does an amazing job on it. I do have a synopsis. It's an Opera War synopsis. Ada's in charge now. Opsis.
Opera War synopsis. Ada's in charge now. Opsis.
Synopsis.
Oh, they. Obi didn't like
Gal.
the way I said that.
No, Gal was really happy about that. She loves that. Yeah. Season 2 of the period drama picks up on Easter morning, 1883. So this is like right in that time frame. During a time of great economic change and conflict between the old ways and the new systems as the American class system is tested. With Bertha Russell's, that's the woman in the thing right there with the fabulous dress. That's Bertha. Bid for a box at the Academy of Music. It's an opera house. Has been rejected. She challenges Mrs. Astor. She's the queen of society in New York. Everybody wanted to be in her 400. Because she's been rejected, she decides, hey, I'm gonna help build another opera house. So she just wants, she wants to be queen bee too. So she starts setting herself up. So George Russell, that's her husband, and he's kind of like, he's a railroad tycoon, and he's really cool, and I love him. He's so sweet, but he's also like, he's got balls of steel. It's awesome. And and this is not in the script at all. So because I love the show. All right, so she sets herself up. So he takes on his own battle. So he goes to Pennsylvania because there are these his workers want to unionize, and he doesn't want a union. And this is when this all started. And it almost comes to blows. Like they were gonna shoot the workers and stuff. And George Russell said no. So that's where you see his soft side. Anyway, so he takes on his own battle with that union and the steel and all that in Pittsburgh. Marion, so she was from Pennsylvania, and then she moves to New York, but she's with old money, and Bertha Russell is new money. So she's on the other side of it. Anyway, she continues her journey to find a way. Oh, she was jilted. This guy said he wanted to marry her and they were going to run off, and he didn't marry her. He stood her up, and that was horrible for her. But so she kind of rebounds in this. She wants to find her own way, and so she becomes a teacher. One of her students is actually her cousin, and she doesn't know it, but her father has lost his wife, and so then he courts Marion, and she says she'll marry him, but then she says she can't marry him because she doesn't love him like his dead wife did. And she just doesn't feel like that's going to be a good thing. But get this. So Bertha has a son, and during this, he totally he's a fuckboy in this. And the second season, total fuckboy. And but then he finds out Marion's engaged. He's like at her engagement party, and he doesn't like that. Suddenly he's kind of jealous, and he doesn't know why. Well, so she finally says, hey, I just can't marry this guy. They go to a party, and then as he's walking her home, he kisses her. And that's how that ends. It's amazing.
Dun.
Everybody wants them to get together. Anyway, so then that happens. Well, his little sister, this is George Russell's son, his little sister, she is being set up to marry a duke. She just doesn't know it. And that's how Bertha wins the opera war. So, and then the Scots, so there's this other family, and basically they explore the the black side of New York and society. And so you have Miss Scott, who is Marion. She helped Marion out in the first episode, and then she became the secretary of one of her old aunts in New York. And so they're like best friends, and that kind of thing. But so she goes back to her family And she's also a reporter for the Globe. And that was a Black newspaper back then. So she's a reporter for them. And it's so cool. And she's awesome. I love her. Anyway, she goes
because
to
the
Tuskegee.
white newspapers turned down her stories, even though they wanted her
Yes.
story.
So, yes.
Oh, my God.
The Christian Advocate. Nothing has changed. Anyway, so she... so now she goes to Tuskegee with her, the owner of the paper, who's also her editor, and he's married. He's married and has a kid. Anyway, they go to Tuskegee. I just had to say that because something happened. And so they go to Tuskegee. I know. And she's never been to the South, so she doesn't know what all this is about. She doesn't understand any of this. Well, they get run off because her boss doesn't like how the two white guys are treating the woman has a restaurant, and so they have to run. Well, they kissed in a barn.
Dun dun dun.
Right. And so she's decided she's not going to work for the Globe anymore. She's going to write her novel now, and I think she's going to do it. I think it's going to be amazing. So because she could do it. So she doesn't really have any prospects love-wise, but Marion does. And then Ada, who's the younger sister, she's Ada Brooke. On Ada. She, they get a new rector, and that's when you see it at Easter. You meet the new rector. And...
Rector damn near killed her.
And it's Robert Sean Leonard, like from Dead Poets Society. Oh, Captain, My Captain. Anyway, he plays the rector. They fall in love. They get married. He has back cancer. He dies. All in one season. Over 9 episodes. And he's an only child.
All that's in 9 episodes?
Yes.
That's a lot to happen in 9 episodes.
Right? Yes, it was. But it was fantastic. But not that he died. I love him and he shouldn't have died. But the reason is because he died and that he made Ada rich because he didn't use any of that money because he was a rector. And so he put it away. And because he didn't have any siblings or anything, she inherited everything. And his father was like this big mucky muck that the company's still going. And she's like this heiress now. So, but that comes out.
Ada came out big at the end of season 2.
Yeah, she did. And then, so her older sister Agnes,
same feeling.
Yeah. Well, no, her son is trying to. He's gay, but back then you couldn't be gay, so he's trying to find a wife, but he wants to find a really rich wife. Well, he meets Maude Beaton. Guess what? Maude Beaton's a con artist, and she takes like almost all of his money. So they don't have Agnes, who's always had money, doesn't have money. And now Ada does. And Ada is moving back in with her. And she's going to be queen of the house now. And so that happened then. It was amazing. Anyway.
Synopsis. Right. Get all that? Go for it.
Super synopsis. Synopsis.
Yeah.
So yeah. Wait, actually, I'm gonna redo this. Opera War synopsis. Ada's in charge now. Opsis. The entire show was just explained in the synopsis. Synopsis. Still go watch it. Yes.
There's so much that I didn't even. There's like a war between the butlers for a little bit, and there's nudity in it.
Ankles. There's ankles going on,
Sometimes full. You get to see boobs and everything. Anyway, but yeah, it's really good, and yeah, it's just a really good show. A really good show.
Fun show.
And it's all streaming on Max right now.
All right. Yeah, my wife loves it too, by the way.
Yay! I'm so glad.
All right. They're squishy, but don't eat them. Squishmallow fans, the wait is over. Happy Meal is finally launching in the United States featuring Squishmallows. Fans have been waiting for the American launch of the collaboration since it was first announced earlier in the year when the partnership launched in select global markets with a new Squishmallow Happy Meal. Yay!
I might have to get Happy Meals now because I want some.
Fans have the opportunity to collect up to 12 Squishmallow characters with the purchase of a Happy Meal. Squishmallows, which first launched in 2017, are currently the #1 plush property in the United States and are the second best-selling toy brand overall, having sold more than 10 million units.
So basically, they're the new Beanie Babies.
Yes, and they're doing very
Yeah.
well. I do have a synopsis. I'll take a 6-piece Happy Squishopsis extra fries mellow meal sweet and sour synopsis.
Oh, that sounds so delicious right now. I'll take a 6-piece Happy Squishopsis extra fries mellow meal sweet and sour synopsis.
Included in the lineup are 10 fan favorite characters such as Cam and Fifi, as well as beloved McDonald's icon Grimace and a mysterious character.
Wait, there's
Additionally,
a Grimace?
there's a Grimace.
Oh my God.
Additionally, each character comes with their own unique playlist from Universal Music Group. Fans just have to scan the QR code on the Happy Meal to access each playlist, which is based on their unique personalities. Are you excited for the Squishmallow Happy Meal? Huh?
I know James is. James, how many are you going to buy? You're going to buy like 24, so you have like 12 for your kids and 12 for you?
Hey, man, I think you're judging me right now.
I'm not. Well, when I say that, because I know your kids are going to want these, but then also I know the type of collector you are. And I know you're going to want to get your hands on these.
We have a ton of Squishmallows. We got Mickeys and Minnies and Baby Yodas and like purple zebras. It's too much Squishmallows. Too many. Many.
These are like exclusive Mickey D's ones now. I know you want the Grimace.
I know I want the Grimace, but maybe I'll get one. Who knows?
And
I still have my Batman like McDonald's like mugs, right?
Yeah.
Like those glass mugs. I still have them.
And the mystery one is going to be Mayor McFry. Come on, man.
It better be.
I have news for you, sir. You are wrong because it's the Hamburglar.
Hamburglar.
How cute he is.
It's funny because I actually already thought that it was going to be the Hamburglar, so it's kind of funny that
I just think it's awesome that they've got Grimace because Grimace gets no love. He's just started getting love, and then they had a conspiracy theory that he was killing people with the shakes.
Right. My kids are scared of Grimace, and I feel so bad for them.
Tater in the chat saying he's definitely going to do that.
I did that. It's right here. It is right here. Look at that. Look at that little nugget of a Squishmallow.
How many Happy Meals did you have to go through to get that one?
I don't know. I don't know how many are downstairs right now because the kids just got home. So we'll see. I'll let you know.
Oh, that's awesome.
Look at them. Look at them.
A lot of times you can just go in and say, "Hey, I'd like to get all of them. Can you just charge me for those?" You can.
No,
I've done it.
Can
I've done
you?
it with a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah. I have.
I don't know about. Can you do that?
Have you asked?
I've always because we'll buy like 3 Happy Meals at a time because we got 3 kids, but they'll always be like the same toy.
I know
you can ask them which ones they have.
Yeah, there is.
And if you could just get like one of each. Yeah.
Hamburglar. I have one.
But they do like Wendy's used to do it all the time because Wendy's used to have like really cool toys. And you could go in and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, we'll just sell them to you." They were like, I don't know, like they charge like $1.50 for them or something, and you just however many you wanted. Yeah.
Yeah. John Mez's favorite thing in the world is talking about merch because we got merch, people.
Yay, merch, people. We got merch, people. We got hat for $35 or $30 if you can find multiple hats. Maybe you buy one of Young Phil's hats and we'll charge you $30 for each. And if you don't like that, we got shirts. We got 2 different shirts for you. We got the logo shirt or we got the character shirt. All you got to do is DM us at Distance Nerding, preferably on Instagram and not Twitter or
on the OnlyFans.
or MySpace.
Yeah,
Or
don't do it on OnlyFans.
who checks the OnlyFans?
It'll get censored.
I want to say the only person who checks the OnlyFans is
Tater.
Tater
Checks the OnlyFans email.
DMs.
There you go. We got various sizes, so check them out. So if you want the logo shirt or the character shirt, let us know. Let us know what size you want, how many you want. $20 if you're local, or $25 if we've got to ship it to your ass. And if you want more merch, go check out Lucharillas. I'm gonna pop it in the chat. Somebody's popping in the chat. Nope, nobody's popping in the chat. Copy link. Pop it in the chat.
Oh my
but yeah,
God,
check out
that's
Lucharillas.
ridiculous.
I don't know.
Come on, do it now.
I don't know if we have more merch coming from Lucharillas. Hi, Chemo. I may or may not have stole your hamburger Squishmallow.
You did.
For the show.
He looks so upset right now. He's like, "Give me my Squishmallow back."
Mwah.
Thank you.
Wait, don't leave with it. Don't. You're stealing it?
Yep.
He's like, "I'm gonna use
Oh, see how quick
I'm the hamburger.
he just hamburgled my hamburger.
I mean, it is on brand.
Yes.
It is very much on brand. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the schedule because, we do a whole bunch of stuff here at Distance Nerding. Ladies and gentlemen, on Mondays, we've got game streams. I did play yesterday. I played. It was a fun time because here's pulling back the veil. Right, I got a new monitor for Christmas.
Ooh.
And because the monitor that I got is way higher resolution than the one that I had, now I'm having issues playing games on stream because it's trying to run everything at a higher resolution than the stream can handle.
Oh, okay.
And some games won't let me lower the resolution. Specifically, Assassin's Creed will not let me lower the resolution. So yesterday I ended up playing I was able to play Cyberpunk, right? But then I ended up playing Call of Duty. But we played the story mode though, so we went through all that. But that looks like it's going to be what we're doing because Assassin's Creed's not going to let me play it. I'm trying to figure it out, but yeah, it's kind of weird. Tuesday.
Isn't it grand when you try to get things to make your life better and it does the absolute opposite?
It's funny because all day yesterday I was just like, why is Y2K happening 24 years later? How come Y2K couldn't happen on Y2K? Why did that happen?
It's not. It's Y to inconvenience. It's just
right?
an inconvenience.
Like all my technology is not working. The mixer was working for a little bit. Nobody could hear audio. And I was like, come on, man. Like I just had this working. On Tuesdays, the show you're watching right now.
Hey, that's what you get for trying to be better. All right.
The download. We should just like stay in stay in the
If
past.
you haven't learned anything from the show, you got to keep the bar low.
Keep
All right.
low. Expectations.
That's how we succeed, is keeping the bar low.
Yeah. Like all of my jokes below the bar.
Sometimes below the belt.
Definitely below the belt. Tuesdays, the download from 6:30 to 8:30, the show you're watching right now. We're actually close to being on time, but we're not. And then, of course, Thursdays, the build from 6 to 8. This week, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have Crumb Bum, the artist, on. He's another veteran artist from Veteran Comic-Con. And he's got a whole bunch of art and work that we're going to talk about. It's going to be a good time. And I can't wait to talk to him about this stuff. He's another independent creator, and you guys already know we love talking to independent creators. Tater is saying marginally.
Yeah,
marginally. Hamburger. By the way, Kaya wanted to introduce her new Squishmallow.
Wow.
I was gonna actually say, friend of the show, Seeking About.
Seeking about. Oh yeah, what's up? Seeking about.
He said James was just hamburgerized.
Yeah.
That's okay. He'll have a burger hangover soon.
But yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That's our schedule. Come and check us out on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and then possibly.
Hold on, Albie, when are you coming on the show? Since
I've been asking Albie to come on the show for like.
I'm throwing it out there. I just threw it out
years.
there. It's been thrown. Hey, Albie, if you come on the show, I will give you one of these squishmallows. All right,
his kids will murder him, but it's fine.
I'm sure there's no McDonald's near your work establishment, so
yeah, because there's not one across the street from where his work is at.
Or this one, you get this one too.
What the heck is that?
I don't know what's happening.
Okay.
That's Hans and that's Hamburger.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
We got names. Have something you want to discuss? Tell us what you're nerding out on, and make sure to let us know in the Facebook group, the Distance Nerdington Post.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to support us the best way that you can, there's two ways you can do it. You can either go to distancenerding.com, click on that big button right at the top that says buy us a taco. You can buy us a taco, join the taco party, buy us tacos, helps us do more stuff and go to more shows and get more prizes. But also, the other way you can support us is on Twitch. You can subscribe on Twitch. And that will, as of right now, will enter you into a contest to win a $50 Lego Batman Bat Cycle Lego kit.
Woohoo!
Not the little one, but the big Technic one.
Wow.
Yeah. So all you got to do is do that. We're up to 6 subscribers right now. We just need a couple more people, and as long as you're subscribed, you will be entered in. James, you need to resubscribe or else you're not going to be able to win this.
I got it. Don't you worry about me.
Of course, guys, connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, Discord, MySpace, Vine, GeoCities, Friendster, Second Life, AIM, Farmers Only, Christian Mingle, OnlyFans. It's only pictures of Aaron Watson's feet and mandals and the beard. That's it. Nothing more than that. Nothing more, nothing less. And of course, if you'd like to buy us, if you'd like to break up with your boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, pet, schoolyard bully.
Did you just say if you'd like to buy us?
Yeah, if you'd like to buy us.
I'm not available for purchase. I just want to say that.
Phil is available for purchase.
Mm-hmm. I've seen it.
Yes. Yes. If you would like to purchase Phil and anything you want. Oh God, that's terrible. Okay. Internet, do not. Let's just. Fuck, I said it already. Like to break up with your boyfriend, girlfriend.
Hold on, I've got to do a note. Make a meme of what Phil just said.
Hard bully, annoying neighbor, or just tell us how much you enjoy us, you hate us, or you wish the internet would consume us completely and spit us out steps of the internet itself. Send us an email at all of your favorite place.
I wonder if there's a Happy Meal downstairs for me. Do you think I have my own Happy Meal?
They probably ate all the food.
Maybe a filet of fish.
Do they make a filet of fish Happy Meal?
Yeah. No.
I'll make one. I'll make a filet of fish Happy Meal.
Yeah. And snerding at AOL.com. And we will read your email on the air. So that is it from us, guys.
Hey, y'all. I know what I'm going to dance with. So thanks and keep nerding together.
I was waiting for it. He was like, no, I'm ready for the dance party. I'm not.
I was going to say they don't call them Happy Meals with the filet of fish. They're called Guppy Meals.
I see what she did there. Right. All right. Time for the dance party.
Here's your surprise.
Is that a butt?
Oh,
it's Morris.
Featured in What If?
distance nerding.
Goddamn Britney, baby!
Is that a scary baby? Coco doesn't think that's a scary baby.
Why?
She wants to hold that baby.
Why
You
does it
wanna
want
hold
to
that
hurt me?
Squishmallow's not hurting nobody, but that baby's gonna hurt somebody.
I can't believe I got a Morris plushie.
You got a doll without a head.
Because Morris doesn't have a head.
Two butts.
He still communicates. This is topical. He was in What If.
We'll see everybody on Thursday.